Hello Fretwellers and welcome back to MrMFretwell Plays Minecraft, and we are here again today, just approaching the lab. And in today's episode my plan is to build an ice farm. But before we do that, we are going to look around and do a couple of other littler things compared to that project. So first off, I wanted to check out the fish farm here. I did AFK overnight at this just to see how it works out. I've got a bigger loot buffer right there, and we have quite a few fish now. Got some rotten flesh, leather, bone, string, lily pads, and all that kind of junk. Got some interesting bows here. Power 3, Unbreaking 3, Unbreaking 3, Flame 1, and another Unbreaking 3, Flame 1. Got lots of almost broken leather booties. We have 3 saddles, 2 name tags, 5 water bottles, and we have some enchanted books. So Unbreaking 3, Feather Falling 4, Fire Protection 4, Protection 3, Efficiency 3, Sharpness 3, Fire Protection 3, Aqua Affinity 1, Smite 4, Fire Protection 3, Efficiency 4. So there's some pretty good books there, lots of efficiency type stuff, which is pretty good going. I did not get a Silk Touch book, which is what I really want. I want Silk Touch for shears and possibly a shovel as well. I may just do some enchanting of shovels. I really want one so that I can get lots of mycelium, and if we eventually find a Mega Tiger biome, Podsol. So that's the next big job, really. So moving on here. Apologies, just had to sneeze there. Didn't want to include that really. So next up, we're going to check out the storage room here. I've done a little bit of work in here since the last episode. Not too much, but I've kind of organised a couple more things. I've sort of planned out the room a little bit more. And I've also been quartz mining as well. As you can see, I've got some more nether quartz for when we decide to work in here again. I'm wondering, should we kick things off in here, or should we just get on with the project? The project itself is going to take quite a few... Well, it's going to take quite a bit of time, so I think we'd be probably better placed to actually start work on that instead today. I am going to need that, though. And while I'm down here, is there anything else I really want? Not really. I don't think so. A crafting table might be nice, though. So we'll probably take one of those. Some chests, I guess, would be good. Might need that, but I don't think so. Worth taking. No, we're not going to need that, actually, thinking about it. Maybe some redstone. But nothing other than that, I don't think. I thought I turned my music off. I did. That's odd. Am I just the only one hearing that? I'm hearing the music, but it says I've turned it off. That must be a bug in the latest version. Perhaps there is a bug with the master volume being on, something like that. I'm not sure, or whether it's just gonna play the song until it finishes and then it won't play anymore. Okay, so in today's episode we are going to build an ice farm. And I have an idea for what I want to do, and I've actually completely passed up what I really wanted, which is snow. So I'm going to build it out of snow, and I want to build a snowflake design. And this is not something I've seen done anywhere else. This is just my own design. Dang Enderman, man, I keep finding dirt blocks everywhere. I'm going to have to address that at some point. So let's get ourselves some snow blocks. We want a lot of these, which is why I built this. Okay, so let's whip up some of these guys real quick. And I might use the glass, I might not. I also want some stone slabs. Not the stone brick types, the regular smooth stone ones. And I think I do have some smooth stone lying around somewhere. But I'm just not exactly sure where. It might be in the smooth stone chest, although I'm not sure if I emptied that out or not. So let me take a look here and see if we have some of those as well. Let's see, where is smooth stone? Right there. Oh yes, look, we have some. Okay, good. And let me make some of these guys as well, and we'll bring those with us just in case. And let's go and start work on it. We need to pick out a location. And as I say, I've already got a design in mind. I want to go with a snowflake design, and this is just an idea. It's a very experimental idea at this point. It might not work, so we'll just have to see how it pans out. Obviously, lighting is going to be an issue because it's an ice farm, which is why I'm going to roll with using slabs quite a bit. Now, the obvious location to build it... Hey, what are you doing here, Skelly? You in the lighting glitch or something? The obvious location to build it is going to be up here because it has to be built somewhere where it's snowing. When it snows, the water turns to ice. That's the idea, from what I've read anyway, about these mountain biomes now. So I'd kind of like to put a snowflake on the top of this hill, maybe. Here's where the sort of patches of snow. We want to go a bit higher than that if we can, though. That is still liquid, which does not bode well. Kind of want to see here if I could spot any sort of ice lakes or anything around. I think I've seen them before, though. Yeah, that's where the obsidian is. There might be one over there. So this might not entirely work. We'll just have to see. Again, this is experimental, but I think it should. So we've got this sort of platform here, and the idea is I want to go up into the air with it, and we're going to have a chute. I kind of want the chute to be made of stained glass. So let's get some snow and sort of get rid of this. And I'm not really going to mess around with a shovel because I'm just going to tear out large chunks of land in doing this. So let's do that. Let's get some stained glass here. We're going to go up. We're probably going to go up. That's 3 blocks. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I want to be really high up in the air here, so we could take advantage of this. And this should be enough exactly for a stack of glass, providing I don't misplace anything. Here we go. And this is going to be a central chute, and down here is going to be a hopper at the bottom, which is going to cart it into tier, which is down there. There we go. So we've got our glass platform here, and then around this is going to be that snowflake that I talked about. So on each of these 4 sides, there's probably going to be a dropper and some redstone. It's going to be all collected by hoppers and then brought to these droppers, which fire it down the chute and into the hopper, which is then going to go underground and then get wired into tier later down the road here. So let me work on a design for this, and I will be back once I've got a basic shape going. So I will be right back. Definitely not the worst thing I've built. I quite like it. It's a little bit rough around the edges, I'll admit, but as you guys know, I'm not the best builder in the world, so it is nice to actually have accomplished something and it doesn't look terrible. So this is our snowflake here that I was talking about, and what I would like to do with this thing now is kind of set up the actual ice farm part of it. So we've got some light blue stained glass here. I've got some more glass cooking up. Let me drop my crafting table here, and we're going to fill in the gaps with light blue stained glass. I think it will kind of add a little bit of colour to it, which it's lacking a little bit at the moment. So let's get some more of this. We do have some ice to get the farm going here. What we're going to do is, first off, we need to fill in all the gaps here with the light blue, and then I need to kind of clean this up. I did make it too wide in the end. So let's fill this in. I don't know how far we'll get with it right now. I also need to... Whoops. I want that pick. I also would like to kind of put a rim around this. That's one thing we still need to do so that we can hold the ice. And then we're going to put some slabs over top of some of the water that's going to be in here to keep source blocks around so that it auto refills itself, which is the whole purpose of having an ice farm. And this farm will give us basically access to unlimited ice, which I will need throughout other parts of the base, mainly for item transportation. It's very useful for that. I think that was a good colour choice. It will look even better when it's done. It's going to have to cook up some of this. And while we're up there, that's convenient. I guess we'll also work on setting up that rim. And then I need to tear down where that white stained glass is and just sort of reorder that a little bit. So we're going to leave that one empty. And I've kind of decided I'm going to go with a toss down here rather than do a redstone solution. It makes this build a lot bigger and a lot more complex, and I don't foresee that I'm going to be using it too often. And I think it would, as I say, heavily detract from the looks. So I don't really want that. I kind of want a nice, clean design rather than a redstone heavy, ugly design. So now we've got a number of choices here for building block. I think I want to stick with the snow though as the rim material here. Now we're not going to do corner connections on this layer because then it doesn't really stand out as well from the other layers. I may just have to go and manually remove that later, those cobble blocks. But that's not a big deal, honestly. Stuff like this it's fine, but just trying to avoid having like a ring of stuff. I would really much rather prefer it to stand out a little bit as it does here. So let's kind of get this one figured out. We're probably going to have source blocks sort of covering all of this, if that makes sense. So we'll have slabs on top like this to stop mobs from spawning, but also like this. So if we do a setup of that real quick. I don't really think there's a better material. I might be able to get away with using snow layers, but I don't know as that would be that great, really. Pick some of these up. So there's like an inner rim of covered blocks, and these will remain as water blocks. And that's really important for making the farm renewable. Nope, we don't want that one there. Now I'm not sure what effect the glass is going to have on it, whether that actually enables the spawning of ice or not, so that's also something we're going to have to keep in mind as well. So how's that looking here? Not too bad, not too bad. Ooh, don't want to fall down. So that's kind of the look I'm going for here. I may change that out with something else at a later date, but for right now I just want to focus on seeing if this farm actually works, and then we can worry about niceties a little bit later. Oop, didn't really mean to do that. So we've got plenty of snow still left, so that's good. I did go and farm a bunch from the snow golem farm that we built. And I guess while we're working on this, I can discuss a little bit about what the next big project is going to be. Pretty soon, either this next coming episode, so I can't remember the number off the top of my head, but the next episode after this one may be the gold farm, or we may do it the episode after. Now the reason I say that is because there's a challenge I want to do, like one of those challenge episodes similar to the battleground challenge we did a while ago now, and I want to see if I can go off somewhere, probably over by the Mesa base, and go out somewhere just completely random, probably some forest somewhere, and I want to see if I can make an enchanting table basically from scratch. I don't bring any gear with me, I'm just going to make the enchanting table. So I've got to get wood, I've got to get ironed up, I've got to get underground, do some exploring, and get all the materials necessary for an enchanting table. I'm not sure though whether I want to do that after the gold farm or before, because I'm definitely going to want some downtime after the gold farm, because that is a big project and it's not one I relish. It's probably one that I am less looking forward to than the iron golem farm, so I may leave that until after. Kind of have a bit of a break the following episode, and then after that we will probably be pushing towards doing the next big farm, which is the dark room. And of course during that time we will be working on other projects like tier. That's going to be a project that is going to be ongoing and all that kind of stuff. So I think now I've thought about it, we may attempt the gold farm next episode, and we'll just see how that kind of pans out. And I'm now officially out of cobble, which is not good. I think I have some more blocks left down here though, and I can also pick up any of the remaining glass, which is quite a bit actually. What's that going to give me? 7. I'm going to need to make some more dye, but that's cool. I can do that real quick. Okay, here we go. So, got 56 glass. I don't really want to use that because, well, I guess it doesn't matter. I can silk touch it back. It's not a huge deal. So, now we've got some more stained glass. We can fill in some more of these holes. But I think this looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with the end result here. I thought it could have turned out a lot worse, put it that way. So fill this in. May actually need to run and get some more glass cooking up here, because I think we've got about another stack, almost, after this. Might get away with it. I think we might just get away with it. I can fill that in. And then we've got, what, 6 left? I guess we'll just do that for now. It's going to be pretty dark up here at night time, so we're going to have to be wary of any monsters that might be lurking. I keep doing that, and it's costing me snow, so I'm trying to avoid it. Okay. Possibly as well, after the gold farm is done, I may consider releasing another updated world download, where you'll be able to view everything since the last one. I can't remember off the top of my head what the last one was. I think it might be episode 100, and that's quite a few episodes ago now. We've been quite busy since. We've done a lot of stuff. Most notably, probably the Iron Golem farm is probably the big project that we've done. Yeah, I think I'm going to be out of snow as well, which is a bit of a pain, but no worries, I guess. Not quite got enough to do the whole loop here, but I think I may have enough snow stored up in the Snow Golem farm to get the few I need for this fairly easily. I can't really start it either until I've completely put the rim around and got the half slabs on. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then we will be back when I finish that up, and I'm also going to sort this situation out here as well. So I will be right back. Okay guys, so I've been working on this now, and apart from a couple of blocks underneath which I still need to take care of, most of the snowflake is done here, and we're going to start and move towards adding the ice and actually making it the ice farm rather than just the decorative snowflake that is on top of this hill here. And I've got all the slabs in place. I think all the holes are filled up. I don't see any. I moved the ladder well, so I don't have to worry about that anymore. So the idea now is going to be we need to get ice into a lot of positions now, and hopefully we have enough. I didn't bring any buckets with me, which might be an issue because I can't really spread it effectively, but I can always go get some if we need it. So I'm just kind of spreading ice around here. I don't mess with this stuff too often, so I don't know exactly how it works. So I'm just kind of loosely spreading it here, and hopefully it works. Couldn't be sure though. We might have to do some fiddling to get this bit to work. What are we up to over there? I might not even need this much ice. I've filled in huge areas before with ice and not really needed a lot of it. Whoops. There we go. Guess we'll put some more around here. There we go. I'd say that that's just about done. We want to make sure that those little nooks really do have ice in, because it's going to be really hard to replace if it doesn't. That one doesn't right here. Okay, so now let's start and get this ice rolling here. See what it's like. Might need some more. Looks almost certainly like we're going to need some more. Definitely back here. Let's see. Get that done. We're not really making saucers here, are we? That's proving to be a bit of an issue. But I can make saucers. That's Important to remember. There we go. That's got it moving a little bit. Starting to get source blocks of ice forming. Well, of water. Let's add one there. Definitely going to need some more ice or buckets or something to get this moving. Again, I'm not sure whether this will form ice or not, so this could have been a huge waste of time. If it doesn't form ice, then it's just going to be decoration, basically. So we'll just have to see how that goes. Hopefully it does. I'm not sure if it does only while snowing or whether there are other requirements to it. I'm just kind of going on blind faith at this moment. There we go. Break that. Starting to get some together now. Okay. There we go, get those going. How are we doing here? No source blocks yet, but this is not really very big yet either, so I'm not too worried. There we go, get that. I think I am going to have to get some buckets though, because this is the only stack of ice I have. There we go. Start to fill that in. I don't know if ice forms if there's flowing water nearby. I know it doesn't form with flowing water blocks. I'm aware of that. But other than that, I'm not sure. There we go. I'm getting this filled in here. Oh, there we go. How are we doing here? Still needs some work, so let's go get some buckets. I think that might be useful. And also we'll run and pass the night real quick here too, as monsters are also going to be a problem. Like this guy and possibly monsters down here. I've been having quite a few on my porch, like that guy. So that's... oh, there's monsters nearby. Of course there is. Buckets. In fact, let me get all my buckets. Well, looks like we're not going to be sleeping the night then. Is it that guy? No, there's a spider on my roof. Can I sleep now? There we go. I also want to see if anything's forming, and it's easier to do that in the daylight. Certainly looks interesting from below. Hope it's not big. Bleh. I hope that that's not going to become a area for monsters to spawn under. Can't talk today. Doesn't really look like it. Looks like a monster's camping under there though. Not seeing any water turn into ice yet. That's okay. Might just be a waiting game type of situation. Okay, so I have some buckets now, so I can fill up all of these guys. Let's get me some inventory room. I do want my pick though. There we go. So now I can start and spread this around. And I guess I'll put one there. Things should start and get filled in here pretty quick. I have a feeling though, this is only... oh, there's some ice, look, there it is, it's forming. Okay, so it does work. I don't think I placed that there. Oh, that's my silk touch pick. I do want my work pick here. There it is. Oh, is that... yeah, it's that one again. Where is my work pick? There it is. So many pickaxes, all with the same durability, it's hard to differentiate which one's which. Okay, that's all filling up. Yeah, there's some ice. I definitely didn't place that, so it is working. That's really good. It's a good sign here. Everything should start and fill up nicely. And the idea is eventually, when it's properly done, I won't have to do any of this, and I won't be harvesting it that often either, but when I do harvest it, there will be a full tray of ice, so to speak, rather than just a couple of ice blocks like there is now. There we go, that's kind of all sort of getting into position. I'm not seeing any ice form under the half slabs, which is good. That's really important. We don't want that, because that means that the system is not renewable. It's just going to take a little bit of work to fill all of this in. There we go, get some more water sources going. There we go, that's starting to fill up. But I'd say that this is, at least early signs of this are success. Get that filling up. Yep, I think that's everything. I don't see any flowing water, which is good. I assume it's going to form from these solid blocks here in the center and then kind of go out. It doesn't just form randomly in patches, I don't think. Like there's blocks here, for example, that shouldn't be there. That should be like that. And this is something that we're going to have to be somewhat careful of. We don't want water being removed. There we go. Just listening for running water as well. That's really important. Yeah, I'm seeing ice starting to form all over this thing, so that's good. Now let me jump up here a minute, because I kind of want to see if I'm missing anything in terms of slabs. I may need to adjust the slabs a little bit to get it perfect, but I'm not missing anything obvious right now. It just needs to be a ring all the way around the inner source blocks here, and whenever I harvest it, then it should refill itself. That's the idea, at least. For example, if I get my silk touch pick here and harvest this, it refills. There we go. See, completely refills, but I can harvest ice from it. Got another block there, another one forming here, and I've already got 17 ice back of my stack that I spent on this. So this should be useful, as well as just looking nice. I think it's a good variant of ice farms. I've seen ice farms sort of on the wiki and stuff, and it's just generally been like a tray in a taiga biome or something, and I really wanted to kind of vary it up a little bit. I do think I want to square the corners of this off, though. Give me a bit more room. And at the bottom of there eventually will be hoppers, which will take the ice to tier, but for right now it's just going to be a manual collection. Just until I get that set up, there's no point me having hoppers going to nowhere really. So the idea will be I'll climb out and I will toss it down there, and it will all be processed for me. And that's the ice farm in a nutshell. It's not a very complicated build. Let's go take a look at it from below now. I'm going to have to get this equipment out of the way and so forth, of course. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. Oh! I knew there'd be at least one of you guys lurking around. Get out of here. Any more of you clowns? I don't think so. That's good. Might have to light this up a little bit, because monsters might start spawning under here. So, still need to do a little bit though. Need to remove those few remaining blocks. But now it's just going to be a case of playing the waiting game until that fills up, and then I can harvest it for ice. And it's as simple as that. It's very dark in that cave now. So let me get some cobblestone here, and I'm going to start and take down those few remaining blocks that I used. I looked at it, and in hindsight, the easier thing to have done would have been try and stay on your pillar for one, but for two, it would have been to place it on the inside, which is what I did for the second part of the rim that I built there. So I've learnt my lesson on that one. Okay, so get rid of you. There's still a guy over there. Can I reach that? Nope. And can I reach it now? Yep. There we go. And I think there's one more over here, and that's everything. A lot of particles around here. There we go. So now if I take this down, we shouldn't have any more blocks underneath, which is good. I don't want that. sort of ugliness underneath. I want it to be nice and clean, and that will indicate that it's finished. Okay, so there we go. I'll go pick those up, I suppose. Might be useful in the long run. Got some stone there. Okay, so yep, that looks to be all of them. Not the best snowflake, probably. There's probably people out there that could do better than I could, but I'm proud of it. I think it's pretty cool. It's functional, and it's a bit of a different sort of ice farm to what you may have seen before. So let's go up top side here and see if any ice has formed while we've been doing those couple of things. A little bit, not much. A little bit, though. I don't know how many source blocks of ice there will actually be in this, but I would assume that over a stack, I would have thought. So, let's go and take a look at it from afar, because that's where we'll be mainly viewing it from. Generally over here by where the cabin is, and the farm stacks, and the lab. So let's take a look. Yeah, not bad. It's kind of out of the way, but that's not such a bad thing. I didn't want it to be kind of right in the middle of what we were doing. It was tempting to build it there, but I don't think that it will work in the Tiger. Looks nice from over here. Let's go back more towards the lab. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. I think it looks better the further away you get from it. It looks more like a snowflake. Maybe the closer you get, it kind of looks a bit more bulky. But that's not such a bad thing, really. So that's pretty cool. Ice farm is now complete. I am going to obviously clean my area up. Probably put down some lights underneath, just to make sure that it is not monster friendly. And also, eventually I will hook it up to the storage system, but for right now I think we're looking pretty good. We're in pretty good shape with that. So I guess let me start and get the equipment. Pick up that. Oh, am I full? Oh boy. Let me pick up this stuff. You know what, I don't need some of this stuff like a spider eye. And that's empty. Pick that up, eat some food, and I think we're set here in terms of an ice farm. So if you want to build this design yourself, I think that it would be a great addition to any world. I think just again a bit more variety. I'm going to let this get full and probably harvest it a couple of times. I also am going to go and add some snow layers around the outside. I removed the half slabs because it kind of looked ugly, so I think I want to add some snow layers instead, and we'll just have the stone slabs on the inside here. I don't think snow layers can be above something like water. They have to be on a solid block. So we can't use those for that, but we can use them on the outside because snow is a solid block. So I think I'll go ahead and do that. Got some snow on me. I'll do that off camera. We might take a look at the snow farm, the ice farm, correction there, next episode when I've made those changes at the start of the episode before we go ahead and do whatever we're going to do. The chances are next episode will be the gold farm. There's good chances of that. A creeper under there. I'm going to have to light that up. But we'll see. I think it will be the gold farm though. So I hope you've enjoyed today's episode, guys. Bit of a different project, but one that was enjoyable for me at least, nonetheless. And I hope to see you in the next episode when, as I say, we'll probably be working on the gold farm. So until then, guys, see you later, and have a good day.